Honda CB500F 2022 on review. The Honda CB500F has come of age for 2022, stepping out from the shadows of the racier CBR500R and adventure spec CB500X to forge its own path as a credible no-nonsense roadster. Dressed in the premium naked finery it always deserved. Now sporting 41mm Showa separate function big piston forks. Dual front discs with radial calipers, plus a lighter swing arm and revised shock settings. It's moved on from its previously conservative look to become a serious contender for the A2 naked bike top spot. That's not to say it wasn't already popular though, far from it. In fact, the CB500F makes up 48% of all 102,000 Honda 500s sold since their introduction back in 2013. And after a day in the saddle zigzagging along Scotland's iconic North Coast 500 on the latest incarnation, it's easy to see why. A gently set riding position, generous foot pegs and a low seat height, combined with a rev-hungry 471cc parallel twin engine that won't rip your arms off. It's ideal for riders stepping up to their first big bike, or experienced pilots looking for another addition to the garage. At home on an open countryside blast, or cutting shapes through urban congestion, it's more than a simple stepping stone towards obtaining your full A license. In fact, stick on the optional fly screen and it'd happily tour, too. Alongside sharper suspension components and fancy stoppers, Honda have fiddled with the weight distribution for 2022. More mass has been placed over the front end to create a near 50/50 balance, in the hope of greater stability under braking and more feel through the corners. The result is a bike that may look more serious than the old one, but remains just as playful, switching direction without protest and remaining planted at speed, helped further by the quality Michelin Road 5 tires beneath. It's also well built, however lacks some of the technological gizmos enjoyed by some of its rivals, such as mobile connectivity or a TFT dash. What's more, the smooth engine can sometimes feel almost too refined, lacking any discernible soundtrack above 60 miles per hour from its dual-exit exhaust. Ride quality and brakes. According to Honda's sales figures, 45% of all CB500F buyers are new riders, looking for that first big bike thrill. This latest version looks to continue that trend, remaining an absolute doddle to ride in any scenario, regardless of your skill set. It may use the same engine and steel main frame as before, but Honda are now claiming a near-perfect weight distribution of 50.3% at the rear and 49.7% over the front, 2.9% more front-end bias than the previous model. But the changes don't stop there. Golden non-adjustable 41mm Showa separate function big piston forks from the larger CB650R replaced the conventional preload adjustable units in the previous bike, and there's an all-new 1 kg lighter swing arm at the rear end, said to offer a claimed 18% more lateral flex and torsional stiffness. Complementing this are fresh shock settings and redesigned rims, which save 49 grams up front and 455 grams on the rear to help reduce unsprung weight, with quality Michelin Road 5 tires, providing ample performance in the wet and dry at any speed. Not only this, but the old single front 320mm pedal disc and twin piston caliper have been chopped in for two smaller 296mm discs, complete with grown-up radial 4-piston calipers and ABS. As a result, the 2022 CBF is a capable yet ever so manageable naked roadster, offering a holding hand to novices as they learn the ropes or thrilling an experienced rider as they wring its neck through the lanes. Compassed, predictable and light on its feet, it changes direction at low speed without fuss and holds a line at pace amicably. The new front brakes also provide ample progressive stopping power, with the ABS never interrupting play at road legal speeds. A span adjustable lever is a nice touch too. It's no superbike-derived super naked, but there's plenty of ground clearance for fun and enough suspension travel at both ends to soak up the majority of bumps in the tarmac without falling to pieces when you up the ante. When you're really tramping on, you can detect a hint of wallowing from the back end, but this could likely be remedied by fiddling with the 5-stage preload adjustment on the rear shock. With wide flat bars, narrow midriff, and a low seat height of 785mm, you sit in the CB500F rather than on it, and it's a comfortable reach to the ground for most riders. There's a comforting, spongy seat and gently set foot pegs too. However, it can start to feel quite cramped after more than a few hours in the saddle, which could become more of an issue for taller riders over time. Bag yourself a long test ride if you're concerned. Engine. The 471cc parallel twin engine remains largely unchanged for 2022. After all, it was made Euro 5 compliant back in 2020 and already produced a maximum 47 bhp allowed in the A2 license class, so why fix what ain't broke? What Honda have done, though, is fiddle with the fuel injection settings to improve feel and character and install a slightly smaller radiator, which shaves 96 grams off the total weight. Every little helps. A stressed member within the chassis, the almost vibe-free motor is a new rider's best friend, delivering a charming burble at low revs and gentle pops on the overrun. It's nicely fueled, and the light gear change is crisp, with a slipper clutch lending a hand when coming back down the 6-speed box. The circa 47 bhp output is more than enough to carry the CB500F to any road legal speed quickly, and it'll comfortably keep ahead of the traffic. It's also gentle around town, with no low-speed jerkiness and a light clutch making maneuvers easy. Out on the open road it needs to be worked hard to get the best out of it though, dancing on the shifter during overtakes and chazzing the rev counter right into the red line for maximum thrills. It's at these higher speeds that you notice a slight vibration through the foot pegs too. Arriving at around 60 miles per hour on a constant throttle, it's a cause for minor irritation on regular rides, but could become a more pressing problem on long motorway trips. What's more, you also begin to lose the charming engine note at this pace, disappearing behind the wind noise and detracting from the riding engagement. This is nothing a more open pipe wouldn't remedy though. Reliability and build quality. The 2022 Honda CB500F may be heavily revised, but the main frame and engine are both carried over from the previous generation. That said,